Welcome everybody to the WBC Podcast, episode 2. We're going around the table. We got expert opinions combined with expert entertainment and definitely some interesting conversations. So welcome to the family. Appreciate y'all being here.
We were taught a lot of stuff, not these things. And we were taught those things for a lot of various different reasons because when you look back at your folks, I think again we can look at all of us and say the jobs of parenting, I say first is to kind of be around, be there. Again, that's one of the things that I give Haas and Daniel a lot of credit for, just as especially Black dads, being there, man. For the kids, because I know that I look at my mom and dad, and I've had to tell my cousins who had a whole lot rougher lifestyle than I did growing up, but I was around them a lot. They didn't have both of their folks, and when they would get irritated at their mom or dad because their mom or dad, wasn't doing what my mom and daddy wasn't doing. I remember saying to them, man, and thinking to myself that your moms and dad, they got it honestly, and I only can believe that they trying to do their best, man. And because now me as a parent, I'm damn so far from perfect. I got some stuff that I definitely inherited from my parents. And all of it ain't good. And so, but it's honest though. I got it honestly. And so it's I think that it's a way of kind of having empathy for, for the process and understanding that the process, it ain't easy for nobody. It's tough you think about how long it took us or even you to get to being just what we're talking about, one aspect of it, a vegan. It took some time, and it took a lot of something happening and soul searching, and so to try to get to other aspects of that journey of really being true to self, being true to I think that financial well-being is a part of it. And when I say that, I mean more being having access to the basic bare necessities of life. If you don't have the bare necessities of life, what I've seen in life is that people start to compromise what they know is right, and to me that's something that is, unfortunately, I don't believe that that's by accident. I think that's totally by
racism. Yes, has forced Black melanated people.
That's the hard part.
Situation to be more thirsty than to be thinking with this. You're right.
That empathy.
And a lot of the kids we work with have situations that we can't control. I definitely feel like I got more control with mine, and I feel more accountability when I think I'm right or I'm wrong and what I'm displaying to them. But in terms of volume of what we work with, in terms of trying to pass this on, we work with kids where we don't have that control most of the time, and there are different levels of what they have at home. So what we're passing on, ideally, that's why I said, what would it take, even if it ain't there at home, for a kid that we're dealing with to get that sooner? We don't have control at home.
What are you talking about? You do control you. You either say that's what you want to be about and do, and you start becoming that, or you keep talking in a circle Well, we ain't got control over me. How can we get you still looking for something external instead of looking internal?
No, I'm talking about having that influence.
That's because you're 5149.
I'm talking about
you want to see.
No, that's the okay. That's what I'm saying. And then to get that 100% on it. When we don't have control of their home life, I'm not talking about me right now. I'm talking about kids that have their own situations, kids that we work with, and we're trying to pass this on to them. That's what I'm talking about right now. And so for them to be able to get that, absolutely, it's saying what we do control is me. And now I can do that in terms of them. Can we go beyond that and have the influence on their home situation through what they're seeing at home and still be able to give this to them at the earlier stage? But like I think what Earl was saying, people end up receiving this at different phases. And ideally, I'm thinking we can plant a seed where we may not even see what they're going to grow into. You may inject something into their life through them seeing you, through what you told them, through whatever the means are, and they take it in at whatever age, and then it really sprouts 5-10 years later. You know what I mean? So
that's how most people are.
That's what I'm trying to.
Right, but
I'm trying to direct that to where
it takes time,
tangible things to get it to them to where they can sprout that and really, even if they don't get it to later, but really ingest it and really take that in.
At the age,
because we know there's truth that we have that we can.
Right, at the age and everything that you dealing with in the group and I would say the demographic, especially you dealing with Daniel over where you teaching that. There's only so much you can control, and I think in terms of when we go back to the home life, like IG was talking about. The only thing we know we got total control over is ourselves and our offspring right now. That's all we got control over.
Absolutely.
So we can't, until we, like, for instance, how you saying reach out to them, you can't really reach out to them until you bought in all the way. Once you bought in all the way, then you could say, okay, I see what, then you, your kids, your family, if you reach one kid, that's great, but you can only focus on your immediate circle, family, and whatnot. And so, we would love to be able to reach the masses and whatever we do, but we can't.
Man, that's my dog. Anyone got a problem, let me know.
But real quick though, going back to where we talked about, again, the family piece of it, like Earl said, you got to realize our parents and our grandparents, we talking about 1 or 2 generations away from slavery and not reading and education and all that. So there's only so much information they could even share with us. And so our parents learned what they learned from their parents, which was 1 generation from slavery. You know what I'm saying? And so we was eating pig feet, chicken feet. Nigga. They didn't even know me no chicken feet. You know what I'm saying? We eat that. We eating, eating stuff that we shouldn't be eating as a perk by people. But for us in our generation where we're at, to have so much knowledge and information, I do agree that having this knowledge and information now, especially with our generation, a generation maybe right a little bit above us, we ain't got no reason not to say, okay, this makes sense. We need to make these changes. But again, just like the programming, our programming starts when we leave the hospital as a newborn and you go into the household. That's when your programming starts.
Absolutely.
If your family's, if your mama and your daddy say, hey, we're gonna drink this milk. This is what milk does a body good. Milk does this, milk does that.
Exactly.
For me, I at first, we finally taken milk out of our home after a while, but it took me, of course, being the head of my household, saying, I ain't drinking no more milk. I'm not drinking no more milk. And then my kids started not drinking. And my kids stopped drinking milk.
Trickle down.
And then now, because me and Celeste was like, I'm buying milk. Milk does this, milk does that. But now, Celeste go to the store and don't buy milk.
We're the only species on Earth that drink milk from another mammal.
Only species. Only species
on Earth. Hey, see, I be hating against, like, I fuck it. I ain't gonna even preface it because if you know me, you know where I am with it. This was all taught. This is all part of colonialization. Okay. We were brought here. We had a totally different way of life, a totally different spirituality, a totally different way of getting down. We was given Jesus. We was given soul food. We was given, and we actually fought to acclimate to the way that they live.
And they took that from our shit.
So everything that we have is an offset of that which we are a part of. So at Haas, man, you just been hitting the nails on the head, dog. Like, that's why I think it's so strongly important to reach. Like, I've been focusing my message towards Black men, because Black men are the head of the household. This is the masculine, feminine balance dynamic that you two actually are images of. And like they said too, I always, give y'all props on that, because whatever outside everything else, even within this toxified shit that we live in, y'all have maintained that. But now when you telling me you understand that principle of being the leader of your household, and the changes that you make and see deemed fit to be beneficial for you, trickle down to the rest of your seeds and your wife and everything else within that household, that structure. So, man, it's the choice. Be free. The knowledge is free, but the choice is yours. So the longer that you wait, Earl, because I heard him ask the question, like, how do we get to that? And Daniel, of not filling up your cup and taking charge in that, you see, because the faster you expedite your cup filling, your knowledge filling, and you start to change, it's going to change for the better for your people. You're now going to start putting weapons on their belt that they are going to be able to utilize for the rest of their life. The positive weapons, not just weapons of the world. You see what I mean? So
that personal challenge comes in, because I guarantee that there's things where we would all say, well, I know for me, I would say I'm not perfect at. And that's where, like, being honest, if I'm talking about the best version of me,
perfect.
But we're striving. No, that's what I mean. But we're striving to, right? We're striving.
What we talking about?
That's we're striving
to, man.
And so that's what I'm saying.
Water under the bridge. Either you trying to get to the other side, or you stand there talking about
that's
the shit that's passing up underneath.
You ain't even gonna hear me. That's what I'm saying.
Are we striving? I don't think we strive.
What
I don't think we strive to be perfect.
No, because every choice. No,
it ain't about being perfect.
Right, I know. Right.
No,
hear me. You ain't even trying to hear me. What I'm saying is, once we learn what truth or what right is, we're trying to be truth and what right is. Now, if you're trying to be truth and right, then you're striving to be like truth and right is perfect. You're trying to be that. Now, on the journey of being that, of course, I don't expect nobody to be perfect. I'm saying what we're striving to be. We're trying to be true and right. And now on that journey of true and right, there's bumps in the road, and there's going to be things that I know that I say, like the best version of me, I probably wouldn't be doing even trees. Like the best version of me to be able to say where I project what I would always want to project. Like there's things I got to check myself on.
Those are the things that subconsciously in the back of our minds stop us from making change, because you truly know it. See, a lot of us walk around
the process.
Trying to play like and because we know once you become aware, and then you become responsible. And if you make that decision, that could be your evolution. Maybe not. But
there's different.
That so much.
That's what I mean about being relative, because to everyone, there's going to be something where I'm striving for this. I know this is true and right. And I'm on the path of a lot of true and rights. Like it ain't like every true and right that comes in my face and I'm making choices day by day, moment by moment. I'm going the other way, even though I know it's right. Like there's so many right choices along this path. But along my path of getting better and being relative to the best version of myself, like there's things I know that I'm not.
Hey, check this.
I know I bump myself in the head.
Say for this,